Suppose you are walking alone on a silent road, and suddenly a middle-aged woman with a mask on her face covering her mouth appears in front of you. She looks beautiful with half of her face visible, and suddenly, just after staring at you for a while, she asks you a question. Am I beautiful or not? Looking at her pretty half face, one would obviously agree to that question. But after your reply, she puts her mask off and again asks you the same question, which would be the last one for your life. Are we sounding rubbish to you? Then hold on a second and watch this video till the end. And after that, you will also agree to the frightening fable we are telling you right now. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Whatever we told you before was part of a real Japanese urban legend called Kuchisake Onna. Kuchisake Onna, aka Slit-Mouthed Woman, is a malevolent figure in Japanese urban legends and folklore. The Kuchisake Onna is the ghost of a woman who was mutilated and has come back to seek vengeance on the world. Her name comes from the deep bloody gash which runs across her face, grinning from ear to ear. She appears at night to lone travelers on the road, covering her grisly mouth with a cloth mask, a fan, or a handkerchief. According to legend, Kuchisake Onna was a woman whose mouth was slit from ear to ear while she was alive. In some versions of the story, Kuchisake Onna was the unfaithful wife or concubine of a samurai. As punishment for her infidelity, her husband sliced the corners of her mouth from ear to ear. After such a brutal punishment, Kuchisake was bleeding restlessly, and after a few minutes, she inhaled her last breath and passed away after that. After her death, the woman returned as a vengeful spirit. She covers her mouth with a cloth mask or, in some iterations, a hand fan or handkerchief. She also carries a sharp instrument with her which has been described as a knife, machete, sai, or large pair of scissors. Her way of vengeance is creepier even beyond your imagination. According to the so-called witnesses, Kuchisake Onna sneaks up on her victims in the dark and asks them in Japanese, "Watashi kirei?" which means that she asks victims whether they think she is beautiful or not. If the victim answers yes, she pulls off her mask and reveals a red, blood-dripping, grotesque mouth. Then she asks in a grisly voice, "Kore demo?" which means if they still think she is beautiful. If her victim answers no or screams in terror, she slashes him from ear to ear in an imitation of her own mutilation. If he lies and answers yes a second time, she walks away, only to follow her target home and slaughter him brutally that night, which means that whatever your answer would be, nobody can save you from being butchered. However, an individual can survive an encounter with Kuchisake Onna by using one of several methods. In some versions of the legend, Kuchisake Onna will leave the potential victim alone if they distract her by giving or throwing hard candies, particularly the kind of candy known as bekoame, in her direction, or by saying the word pomade 3 times. Although you must also keep in mind that people just claim to witness it with no evidence, which means there is an equal probability for each and every possibility. Author and folklorist Matthew Meyer has described the Kuchisake Onna legend as having roots dating back to Japan's Edo period, which spanned from the 17th to 19th centuries. As per mythological spirituality, the spirits of the dead who were killed in particularly violent manners include abused wives, tortured captives, defeated enemies, often do not rest well. Kuchisake Onna is thought to be one such woman. However, some people also believe that Kuchisake Onna is just a method of burying all those unsolved crimes or murders that the higher officials do not want to come into the eyes of government or any other citizen all around the world. A few decades ago, there was a wave of cases where Kuchisake Onna had killed countless people brutally that no one can even describe. But after a few years, everything got settled down, and nowadays, no Kuchisake Onna case comes to anyone like it used to be before. Was there a true witch behind all those murders? Or was there something that some specific group of people does not want us to know? It doesn't matter what the case actually was back then. The truth now is that no one would ever be able to find realities behind all those unsolved mysteries. By the way, what's your thought on this case? Let me know in the comments down below.